Hey there, internet friend. It's Jason from Drink the Paint Water. Today we're going to try something new. I'm going to hand carve a block of chocolate. It doesn't turn out well, so stick around and see that. So to start off, I melted down some almond bark, and I had grand designs to use this can, and it failed horribly. It just completely disintegrated under the unrelenting stress of this can opener. So I did kind of like a coffee can instead. So we got a much bigger block, and as you're going to see, that causes some problems in and of itself. I'm using some chafing gel there. Chafing gel? Is that like a chafing dish? If your thighs rub together? Anyway, and heating up these tools. Now, I learned this trick in high school in sculpture class, where we had a wax block that we would light with a Bunsen burner, or we would heat up the tools with a Bunsen burner, melt the wax down, and make a wax sculpture that we then cast in plaster and melted out and had like a reverse mold going on. So I thought, well, that's chocolate is a lot like wax. And no, it just started coming across in big old chunks, and the entire thing pretty much blew up in my hand. So fail number 2. So I collected all the pieces after spilling it all over my desk. I recollected the pieces, and we're gonna chuck her in the microwave, melt her back down. We can rebuild him. Well, friends, I'm back at it, ready for attempt number 2 with an immediate injury to my thumb. I poured the chocolate into some red Solo cups. I fill you ups, and thought, okay, I can just cut them out of there with this knife. And it cut through the red Solo cup and immediately into my thumb. We got here some good old-fashioned engineering. My dad would be proud of this. I don't know how many times he used electrical tape instead of Band-Aids. Got some gauze, got some Gorilla brand duct tape, and we're ready to make some art. So what I've got here is these 2 smaller little chunks of chocolate. I'm gonna carve them down. I got a backup in case I mess up one, if I have enough time or if I'm feeling inspired. And the first one goes okay, maybe I'll make 2 and make it like a little diorama. We keep going, that's what we do. So, renewed energy, we are attacking this much smaller piece. And it should work in theory. A lot smaller volume to have to carve down, I don't have to be as rough with it. And yeah, it just fits right in the palm of my hand. However, the problem with that is that the chocolate was just melting in my hand. You can see how sloppy my left hand is getting. It would slide around and make it really hard to get a good grip, to get leverage and carve with it. And then not only that, is if I would try to do the other side, then the melting would ruin any details that I had made on the one side. So we're back to heating up the fine detail tools. Melting away the chocolate didn't work too bad. It wasn't as good as making the wax casts like I was talking about earlier, but it just wasn't great. And this is sped up clearly about 10 times. This whole project took me several hours, and the results were mediocre at best. In fact, it came in 3rd. Womp, womp, womp. But I thought, well, why not try to hide the imperfections of the sculpture itself by making it into a little diorama? There's no way I was going to sculpt 2 of these, so you can see that other block is back there by the burner. But if I put it in kind of like a brownie, now I'm making some Pillsbury brownie mix and adding green food coloring to make the setting for the diorama. All right, the next step is to combine 2 tablespoons of water with some juniper green and 2 tablespoons of water with some moss green with this unsweetened coconut in a quart-sized bag, 1.5 cups of coconut of each, and we're gonna make us some edible moss. Now we have 2 shades of green, even though they kind of look the same, and we will put those on a baking sheet and bake them to toast the coconut and sprinkle them on as needed. All right, so we've got the toasted coconut, and I added a little bit of oregano, as I like to call it, Italian candy. That's a spicy meatball. And some black tea in there for dirt. Brown it up a little. I thought the moss was a little too green. And then we've got the brownie that I had added green food coloring to, which just gave it an incredible texture and an incredible color. Then we've got my sorry excuse for a statue there, a Moai, right? Is that what that's called? And a glass of sugar water. So what I'm gonna do is use the cup of sugar water. My mom's cat is confused about who I'm talking to. Make an indent there. Solo cups are so useful. And then we'll throw this guy in at a teetering angle, as is the custom. And let's... I'm doing a terrible job of recording this. We're throwing some sugar water over the whole thing to make it sticky. And then we're just gonna liberally add this edible lichen to the entire thing. I've made way too much. And here we have the final results. Everybody's entries to the Jakowski family Easter contest. I came in third. I tied for third. There's my wife's 24-karat gold necklace, came in second. Here's my monstrosity. Somehow that green brownie oxidized into brown overnight. The Playboy Peep Show was the other tie for third. A lot of effort put into that. Just kidding, Corey. Here's the first prize winner, which is very cute. I voted for it actually too. And we have some other entrants from aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and cousins. It was a fun weekend, but pretty disappointing. And then you'll see over here to the right is my mother-in-law's entry, an actual thing that really kind of looks like Easter Island, even though it's just bunnies and peeps. She took the smart route. She worked smarter, not harder, and but we all had a really good time. I really like how hers came out too.